You're probably wondering how I got here. How at level 1 a player can make it all the way to Gwyn and do that. Well, let me take you on a 2-week journey. From the highs to the lows. The very lows. I'm looking at you, Blighttown. Also, the mic quality gets better. To start, I named myself SL1, grabbed the Pyromancy class, and grabbed the Master Key as my starting gift. I made my way out of the starting cell to go kick the Asylum Demon's ass. And that's it. Once defeated, I took my ovens over to Firelink Shrine to wreak havoc on the lands of Lordland. Then I went to get the love of my life, the Zweihander, and then I realized I couldn't use it at level 1. Oh no! I then went to get my reinforced club oh my god, the damage is insane. After killing the Taurus Demon, I went to talk to Solaire, and I also got the ladder that from the Drake Bridge, I climbed the parish, went to talk to Andre, grabbed the Firekeeper soul, and took the elevator shortcut down into Fire. Then I freed Drake from his cell. Then I found out that the slumbering Drake left 20,000. 20,000! I then farmed 20,000 souls from the Drake Bridge. The Bellowing Dragon Crest increases the damage of my Pyromancy by 20%. I then got 10,000 souls to level up my weapon +5. Afterwards, I went to go get the Grass Crest shield. I also got the red Tearstone ring because it was in the area. I then went to take on the Barlow Gargoyles, and they promptly beat me hitless. Okay, I should probably stop that. Okay, this is... He goes for 3, well that's the most short-lived attempt of the benefit. Then I came back to have my revenge. I can't see! Oh, frick me, never mind. God, I literally couldn't see what I was doing because... Third time's the charm. Please have no tail. He has a tail. That was easy. Look at that, hitless. And with that, the first bell is rung. Apparently the bell gargoyle is greased off the roof, because I slid off that thing like it was covered in mud. Then I thought I got jumped by a naked man. I also attempted to kick Launtrick off of it. I found him a nice spicy Now that I was given the privilege to bath again, I promptly forgot to put the ring on. I didn't remember about the ring tolerance units well. Then I made my way down to Blighttown, and I decided to get the bonfire down here because I did not have faith in my ability to defeat Quayleg. Boy, what a big mistake that was. I let Quayleg kill me 3 times so I could continue looking at her beautiful spider body. I rolled into the lava! I'm such a dumbass! Now for the real attempt. That was at 8x speed, by the way. I wrapped up our 3.5-minute fight using red Tearstone ring, which was 100% intentional. I then rang the second bell of awakening and promptly boned out. What a horrible mistake. After walking the entire way back to Quayleg's domain, I finally upgraded my Pyromancy, all the way up to +8. After an egg erupted up my head, I activated the They live in the big. Now it is time to make the trek out of Whitesand. I then climbed out of Whitesand with a couple hiccups along the way. No! Oh, I love darts. Finally, I was back at Firelink Shrine. This elevator will take me all the way back up. No! Then I remembered to look before jumping into an elevator. And with that, I was back at Firelink. Ah, yes. I have made it. I finally made the descent, where I definitely won't die over 10 times. What? No! I lived. And I'm dead. What? I finally made it to the boulder room, and I immediately got killed by arrows. Stop! No! After several attempts, I made it to the secret bonfire, and also forgot to grab the symbol of avarice and the slumbering giant pressing button. After absolutely destroying the fireball flipping giant, I went to grab the cage key and returned and unlocked the shortcut back down to the start. Then I went to kill the iron golem, and he's dead. That was easy. That's it. After receiving 40,000 souls, I immediately ran away to return to Whitesand to level up my pyromancy. I then ran over to talk to the cool pyromancy merchants, and I bought fire sword. Before I left Whitesand, I decided to grab Power Within, because I couldn't find it on my first go-around. I then tried to remedy the fact that I had forgotten to get the symbol of avarice by going back to Send the Getty, and making another mistake leveling up. You saw that right, I missed the Lloyd's Talisman. I then went and bought 2 more Lloyd's Talismans to hopefully avoid another mistake, and finally got the symbol of avarice. And with that, I was off to Anno London. This place is hell. I died over 100 times here. Time to make it through the hardest area of the entire game. The rafters and the stupid archers. And I just did the rafters for
Please!
Wow. I guess the archers won't be that bad then. Before heading to the archers, I lowered the bridge as a little insurance. Well, that's that, I guess. I then went to face the archers. Second time's the charm. Third try? Oh my god. Fourth tries the try. I hate this! Oh my god! There we go. I beat it. That's the end of that. With that bonfire reached, it's time for the thing I've been dreading. Yeah. Based on how many deaths you've seen me have, you probably think I'm pretty good. Let me show you all of them. You can play that at 0.25 speed for my reaction. attempts of Ornstein and Smo, I quickly found out that pyromancy was not cutting it. I would either need to go down to Blighttown and get Great Chaos Fireball, which I didn't want to go do, or I would have to use my +5 Reinforced Club, which sucked. There was a third option, one that costed 90,000 souls, which I proceeded to grind. With a heavy heart, I killed a giant blacksmith for and then upgraded it to +5, just to realize that Ornstein and Smo are both resistant to lightning damage. There was only one path forward. Earlier in the game I had picked up the red Tearstone ring, and now it was time to put it to use. My strategy was to beat Ornstein hitless. With red Tearstone ring on, I could kill Ornstein in 8 hits. After that, my plan was just to kill Smo. At this point, I was in too deep. I died over 100 times. I died so many times to Ornstein and Smo, they filled my hard drive with attempts. Ornstein decided to grace me for a little of this bullshit, because like, what is that? Like, what is that move? He stopped. He fully stopped, and then he just kept going. Towards the slam, I finally had made it to phase 2. I was gonna win. And then, my controller died! No! I so would have won if my controller didn't freaking die! On that note, why don't I show you my attempts? I fully lost myself to this madness. Oh, that's gonna be death number 66.
Racing my own thoughts into the silence, seeking the guidance I forgot. It's somewhere lost to the cages.
That's just the end.
That's somewhere it must be hidden. I just lost my
What is that?
to the night. No. Somewhere love had bidden. I chased the avalanche.
I literally
Can't let it go.
That's not
Baby, it's a losing game, and I know the nights are black.
Yeah, that's
I crossed the ocean and lost myself below. I owe this to myself to stay in the deep end. Finally face to face with truth. How about you? Can you handle the riptide or help from the shoreline? What's the use?
I hate this game.
Somewhere it must be written. I just lost my access to the map. Somewhere love had bidden. I chased the avalanche.
That was evil, Ornstein.
Baby, it's a losing game, and I
Yes! Yes!
crossed the
Oh my
ocean
god!
and lost myself below.
It only took like 100 deaths. Oh my god! And with that, I've obtained the Lord Vessel. At this point, I went and edited everything you've already seen because my hard drive was full and needed to make room. So I didn't even know if I was going to finish the challenge at this point. I went to place the Lord Vessel. I don't know how I managed to haul that massive thing down here though. Like, where was the character hiding that? I then stopped to buy Great Combustion and Great Fireball. And then I went to kill Capra and then did the cleanup. And Capra decided to kick my ass 20 times in a row. Once I finally landed a blow, I did 1174 damage in a single hit. I missed out on the one shot by 2 damage. 2! Oh well, he's dead now. I had a lovely moment appreciating From Software's enemy design. I spent 90% of my morning getting cheated by stupid dogs, and I am not having it. And then I made my way down to the depths to start grinding out 30 humanity. With the humanity I got Chaos Storm, which I used one time. After placing the Lore Vessel, I made the decision to head to Lost Eyes Lift first. That was a horrible mistake. Lost Eyes Lift was the worst area. I got the Sunlight Maggot, for later use in Doom of the Giants. I killed the Demon Fire Sage after dying to his opening attack twice in a row. Demon Fire Sage. And I decided to hit the Bed of Chaos one time, but that 3-minute run back was brutal. I then went to kill the Centipede Demon because I forgot to kill him. Hey, wait a minute. Is that the Centipede Demon? It's just sitting there, right there. Why didn't I just like fireball him off the cliff? Like, use your brain. It literally was him. Centipede Demon went down easily, like second try. We don't talk about first try. So with the knowledge of how the challenge ended, I can safely say that the Bed of Chaos was the worst fight in the game. Ornstein and Smoy may have died 100 times too, but the Bed of Chaos' 3-minute run back made it the absolute worst. I don't really feel like talking with this boss, so here's the footage of me smashing the button. Finally, my migraine is over! I then made the decision to head to New Lana Ruins, and if you thought for a second that I was going into the Haunted Mansion with all the ghosts and climbing it and not just cheating the dude off the roof, you were far wrong. All things considered, it wasn't even that hard to drain New Lana Ruins. This was probably the easiest section I had to deal with. After draining the ruins, it was time for some cleanup. I went to kill a butterfly, and then I went to kill Sid. Rest easy, doggo. The Four Kings were a brutal skill test, considering this was like my second ever fighting. This was hard. After enough attempts against the brick wall, they did crumble. Nowhere near as much as this one. With the Four Kings down, it was time to go to the Duke's Archives. You know what? It may be time to go to Doom of the Giants. After a long, brutal trek down to the catacombs, I did not join the Kingdom Hall of Shame. Then I made it down to the Tomb of the Giants, forgot to get Paladin Leroy, and killed Nito. Turns out that Divine Club I ended up upgrading was useless. After beating Nito, I returned to the Undead Asylum to kill the Stray Demon and get the first piece of my perfect plan to beat the Duke's Archives. I also grabbed the Peculiar Doll for later. Sacrificing my Skull Lantern, I get the Ring of Fog, and at this moment I realized I forgot to pick up the Slumbering Dragon Crest Ring from Sen's Fortress. So I went and got that. Now that I had the Peculiar Doll, I decided now was a good time to kill Feet Lady, and this was also my first time fighting her as well. There was no delaying it, it was time for the Duke's Archives again. And I only think I died in here twice. Once as the mandatory death 2C, and probably the most painful possible death I could have done. And now it was time for the Crystal Caves. Yeah, Steve was no problem. I used Chaos Storm on him for the first time ever. I never used Chaos Storm again after this. After Steve, I went to kill Gwendolyn, the only boss remaining before Gwen. First time ever fighting Gwendolyn, and they were easy. First try. And that's Gwen. And then while fighting Gwen, it hit me. I forgot to kill the Gaping Dragon. With the Gaping Dragon dead, I think it's time for one last death montage. I hate this. Oh no! that minor lapse of judgment, I killed Gwyn, the Flame, and beat my first SL1. So here are some of my thoughts after beating the run. This was only my second playthrough, so I didn't know everything. I lacked some skill needed to beat certain bosses like Whitesand and Snow. The Four Kings as well, they were pieces of shit. I ended up doing the Lord Souls in Lost Izalith, then I went to do Noob Ruins, then Tomb of Giants, then Duke's Archives, and I probably should have done them in inverted order, as easiest to hardest of the areas was Duke's Archives, then Tomb of Giants, then New Londo, then Lost Izalith. I did learn a lot about video editing and stuff though while making this video, so as you can see the quality of the video got progressively better the more you watched. That is, if you made it this far. I think if I went by attempt counts, I had the most deaths to Ornstein and Smo, then probably Bed of Chaos, and then Four Kings. Shout out to that Titanite demon on the way to Bed of Chaos though, he's a real piece of shit. I did attempt to do the DLC on this run. I had never knew that the DLC was part of the Dark Souls Remastered, so I'd never thought I had it. I found out I had it right before I fought Gwyn, and I spent ages killing the Sanctuary Guardian. I went to fight Artorias, saw my damage, and was like, screw this shit, I have a deadline, I want to meet this. Let's just ignore them. I'm sorry if I disappointed some of you, but I don't want my first run of the DLC being at level 1. I also had forgot to hit record when killing the Sanctuary Guardian, so I have no footage of me beating him, but holy crap. My main weapons was lightning and fire, and it was trying to kill a lightning beast in a puddle. Not fun. Overall though, this video was pretty fun to make. It took me like 2 weeks maybe. Here's the achievement for linking the fire, just for anyone curious, this being my second playthrough. And here are my stats. Comment any challenge ideas you have, because I'm down to play pretty much anything. Just don't pick Dark Souls 2.